안녕하십니까. 저는 독일에서 온 디모라고 해요. 독일 대학교 전공은 경제학과 중국어학지만 한국에 대한 관심이 커져서 한국어를 배우기 시작하게 됐어요.
안녕하십니까. 저는 프랑스입니다. 독일에서 대학생입니다. das ist voll scheiße. 안녕하십니까. 저는 독일에서 온 프랑스입니다. 이 대학교에 영어와 한국어를 배우고 있어요. 배우고 있다.
Can you tell me a reason why you applied for an exchange student? And why have you chosen our university among many other schools?
Well, because of our major, we have to go to the country which language we are learning. And the reason why I chose this university among all the Korean universities we could choose is that I think the atmosphere here is very good for learning the Korean language, because it is on the countryside. There are not a lot of foreign students here, and since we had a guest professor from this university at our university in Duisburg, he also recommended to go to this university.
I think it's easier to actually learn Korean here than if I would go to a big city. But also, I don't really like the big city life, so I think I would be I would be uncomfortable in Seoul. I would like to go visit and travel around Korea, but I don't think I would like to actually stay in a big city, so I chose the countryside.
While studying in our university, what was the difference you felt between your college students and ours?
Okay, I will try Korean first.
Okay.
독일 학생 생활은 한국 학생 생활보다 좀 달라요. 독일 학생은 학창 시절에 보통 공부만 하고 수업이 끝나면 학교 밖에 위치한 기숙사에 가요. 학교생활과 학교밖 생활이에요.
In Germany, you actually have your own room if you stay in a dormitory, which I think is different to here. You share a room with two or three or more people. Also, in Germany, if you would tell people you're actually studying in a university, people would most likely think oh, you don't do anything. So that's what they think in Germany. If you go to university, you don't really do anything, even though if you study really hard. Because there are some subjects in Germany where you don't have to go actually to the lessons, and the whole lessons material is actually online, and you can just not go to the lectures and just stay at home and read everything yourself. So people mostly think you don't do anything in Germany if you tell them that you study.
And can you tell me about the definition or image of education you normally think of?
Actually, the education which the government or a country provides for children is one of the most important things. If they have good education, if the children can study well, I think the future of a country will have a good development. And on the other hand, you don't really put much effort in education. In the future, this country will have a lot of problems. And I think Korea is the best example. It was very poor after the Korean War, but because of the efforts which they put into education, Korea is what it is today. I want to say is that education might be one of the biggest reasons, one of the biggest effects for a country's development.
Education is really, really important. Most people think, as children, I did as well, I don't really want to go to school, it's boring, it's uncomfortable to go there. Well, not uncomfortable, but it's just annoying that I have to go every day. But I think it's very important now that I'm older. You also know that different countries don't have any education systems in place, which is not good. So I think it's very important to focus a lot of the government's money on education so that we can actually help people to get better education. And I think Korea is also a really good country where you can actually study. It's very good here.
What were your thoughts and images about Korean education?
My thoughts were that the Korean education system is very strict. Korea is always at one of the highest places when it comes to different subjects like mathematics, just everything, especially science. And of course this means that there is a lot of pressure in the society, that children have to study a lot from small on until they're in the university. And I think this is my main impression, that even though Korea has a good system, even though there are very good educated here, it also affects especially little children because of all the pressure.
The Korean society thinks education is really important, which is great, but it's also a burden for the students in a way, because they study all day long. I watched a video where a girl was studying from like the morning until late at night, which in Germany some people do if they really want to get really good grades. So I think it's a lot of stress that the Korean students go through, and they don't only go to school, they also go to the hagwons to study there to get better at the subjects they might want to improve. And yeah, so I think it's a lot of stress for the people, but the effort that they put in can also be seen when the grades come out, and they're like one of the best countries in education right now. So it might work, it might not, but for the time it is working for Korea.
Can you tell me what you liked or missed while you were studying as an exchange student in this university? Like, for example, you can tell the impressive episode of here.
I really like to discover new things, and I think Korea is a very good place for that. Especially since this university is more special than others in Korea because it's on the countryside. But for me, this is kind of what makes it even more impressive. And it was hard at the beginning because we still struggle with the Korean language. I think this is very hard for us. And since our environment here is not that English speaking, we struggle a lot sometimes. But thanks to good friends, Koreans who help us, we can get along, I think.
The one thing I miss about Germany is the bread.
Oh yes.
It sounds so stupid, but in Germany we have a big variety of bread, and in Korea you only have the white bread, the toast, and it's always sweet. And it's really nice to discover new culture and discover new things to learn, and the food, it's really good. The food is really good here. I really like that I go to this university because I think because it's not very English friendly, we're forced to use Korean, so we both hope that we get really good at Korean after we leave. Yeah, so I think that's really good, and I actually never did an interview, so this is really nice. But it's actually I'm quite nervous to do this. It's also a new thing that I discovered that is actually quite fun. Thank you for having us.
Okay.
Sorry.
Dankeschön. It's okay. It's okay. Is it okay? Dankeschön. Sehr gut. Sehr gut Korean.
Nicht gut.
Besser als ich.